Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Dave in Kentucky, here for a shave, slurping some coffee. And you probably saw on a thumbnail what we're going to use, but I'll cover that for you. Oh, so we have Ethos Grooming Essentials, Bay Rum, Soap and Splash. We're going to lather things up with a Wald Nimbus Werther's, butterscotch and cream. And to shave with, there was someone selling one of these on the buy sell trade on DFS. It is a 1912 style gem Damaskeene, which basically was their marketing one for using only Damaskeene blades. If you look at the inside, use only Damaskeene blades, and I don't know if it's going to show up with the lighting. I don't know. Things are brighter when I see the video afterwards versus when I'm filming it, but you may have noticed though that it is unusual because they are rare. I am told to find ones with the open comb, which seems to be very true. When I was over on Toast 3, that's TOST3, that forum, Fuzzy said they're rare, and then me and somebody else found one immediately. So, but that they are rare. I've not seen many pop up, and so that gentleman was selling one, and I just confirmed they are rare, hard to find, but they do pop up from time to time. Great shavers. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get to lathering here instead of talking. How's that? So it's a great shaver. Just thought maybe pop out a vintage video, and so that one, put that one in mind since he was selling that, and it did sell, by the way. And vintage razors don't seem to do well on there, but if you have one that's rare, it's going to get popped up. In fact, I've got some I need to start releasing into the wild, probably put over there on DFS. Oh, and the brushes, thank you for those that contacted me. They did go. Not heard back from the individual, but they show that they have been delivered. It was just south of me a little bit in Tennessee. So Ethos is a great bay rum. And Frank's store is closed for a little break until after the holidays, I believe. And he has some things in the works, one of which is another bay rum. It's a bourbon bay rum, which I'm looking forward to getting. I have this standard one and his Tortola, which is has some extra citruses in it, pineapple. All right, that should be good. All right, so it says in there, use gem Damaskeene blades only. There are no rules, so we're going to use a gem stainless steel blade, and probably it's time to replace it from the razor it was in, but we're going to go ahead and use that. All right. So I mentioned I'm kind of piddling my way into another hobby. I got some, my father passed away, I got a couple of vices. Bench vices. And it's developed a vice for vices. Watching some videos on how to dismantle and clean them up and restore them. Just, I mean, they're going to be working vices, but want them to look good and want them to last. So they are some older ones, vintage ones, but it's got me looking at and collecting others to restore. A couple for a friend, maybe. Maybe some to put on the shelf in case I need them. Kind of like razors and soaps, right? So I did get from my dad a Charles Parker a Wilton. The Wilton I gave to my younger brother. It needs some jaws, either made or fabricate some. He'll do better with that than me. The Charles Parker that I have from him operates, and it'll operate even smoother once I get it apart, clean it up and everything, and grease it. But it was missing what I call a collar, little thing that goes around the meatball on the handle and holds it in place. And I ordered one off of eBay. They're hard to come by. There was only 3 there. Got it, and when after I ordered, I realized that these things were model specific. They weren't all the same. So it kind of goes over. It's like a U. It's got a shape to go over that collar. Anyway, or over the Acme screw and by the meatball. Anyway, so yeah, of course it's the wrong one. So I may have to just stick with what my dad had done, which was a hunk of metal that he had kind of cut down to size and bent it and shaped it, and it works. And that's the way my dad was, just get it working. I kind of like it to look a little better. And it's a decorative piece that goes on there with the lettering. But I did find a larger model that was complete. The prices around here for them are ridiculous. Even trash ones, people think they have gold. Anyway, apparently up in the Northeast they're a lot more reasonable, and I found one up there and my brother went and picked it up for me. So when he comes down here for a visit or I get up there, I'll get that one to redo. I do have a, just because of history, a small Sears one on its way to me by way of the Bay. I also acquired a good size, medium size, 20-some pounds or whatever, Craftsman that I'm going to redo for myself. I have a Desmond Simplex, I think it's a number 350 that I'm redoing for the friend. That one's all cleaned up and ready to paint, clear coat, whatever I decide to do before putting it back together. I have a Littlestown too, which is a small, I call like a jeweler's size one from my father-in-law that stripped down, filed rough spots off of. All right, let me clean up around the goatee a little bit. So I don't know if anyone's interested in those, but I could try to figure out a way to set up my tablet out there, but I'd have to pause and start, because I don't do editing. I ain't that smart. That's not true. I just don't feel like looking into it. Not looking to build this channel to anything great. I'm not looking to monetize it, so I see no need to get into editing and everything. All right, let me get a rinse here. And that gets you caught up on things we're doing. We're going to head out to do a little camping on Wednesday through the weekend with my wife. Alright, and top it off with the splash. And we'll shake it because this is an infusion he did. It's all natural stuff, so you got to get things mixed up again. And that's why it's taken a while for Frank to get to his bourbon bay rum. It's been infusing and getting all distilled. That's a nice. Alright, so there you have it. We used Ethos Bay Rum set. Cleaned up around the goatee with a shield. AC style. And we used the open cone gem Damaskeene. And lather things up with a Wald Nimbus Werthers. Thanks for joining me for a quick shave in and out of here. Hope everybody's doing well and enjoys their time off with family, etc. David, Kentucky, be kind, be safe out there, and we'll see you on the forum.